Hi everyone, welcome to Zero to Somewhere. It's November 2023. It's been a while since the last one, and the reason is I wanted to have some solid results before doing another one of these. Because I feel like in the last few months, over the last few months, I've been talking a lot and I didn't really have any results to show for it. So I wanted to have something that is worth showing. Um, Still, the results are not exactly what I want it to be, but they are results nonetheless, I guess. So the big news, I think, is that I finished the app, and I put up a landing page for it and put the whole thing online, and then spread the words within my social media and some random Discord channels. And in the end, I managed to get about 100 people to the landing page, out of which around 50 or 40 tried out the app, out of which around four really actually tried to use it, as in they came back to it and they kept trying to use it, which I'm quite happy about. It's always really pleasing to see that someone actually tries to use it. But sadly, they also gave up in the end because what I discovered also, based on what I hear from the people who tried it and from what I see from the analytics, is that people are just super confused by the app. They open it, they try to use it, and then they don't fully understand what it is. And then also it doesn't have anything that helps you to come back to it. It has no notifications to remind you that this exists and that you should do it. It also doesn't work well on mobile. It runs, but like not entirely. And all of this means that people try it and it just doesn't work for them, so they just stop using it. And so I think all of these are mendable. I think the design can definitely be improved a lot. I can definitely improve the onboarding so that people are more familiar with the app. I can improve the mobile performance, mobile functionality so that it actually works there. So these are the things that I will work on in the coming months. But on top of all that, definitely the issue to solve is discoverability, which is making sure that people can actually find this. And this is the reason why I stopped working on the app in the first place, because I realized that it would be really difficult to just get people to find it, because there's so many other apps out there that do similar things, that who spend way more marketing than I do. So it's really tough to stand out, which is why I sort of paused the project in the first place. But I thought of a few ways that I can still put this out there. One is just writing a bit more about it and maybe sharing the blog post in several places. Because the journey of actually building this app is a quite interesting one. So it's, I think, at least an interesting blog post to write, which is something I can spread the word with. And the other is just getting on as many stores as I can, because what I've noticed is if you search for planners or rather like day planners or effort trackers on stores, there is some but not a lot of options. So that means if I'm also on that list, I still have a chance to be found. So that's another thing I'll focus on, which is getting on as many stores as I can. And that's one of the cool things about this being a web app, is that it can run anywhere. So I can package it so that it can run on any of these platforms, and so that people can find it there and use it there on their platform. So this is the plan. Improve the onboarding, improve the design, improve the mobile experience, and then put it on some stores. But all of this I think I will do on the side. After working on this full time of spending most of my time in the last few months on this, I am not really ready to do the same for the next few months, because it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle, and I heard before that, you know, if it is an uphill battle, maybe something else could be a better fit. So that's what I will try. I mean, I will still work on it a little bit, maybe like once a month or so, because it's something that still interests me. It's something that I really would like to get to work eventually, at least. But I will not spend most of my time on it, because I don't see it being a big thing ever, let's say. So what I want to spend most of my time in the next few in the coming months is to return to some of the things that I also stopped doing. I definitely have tried a lot of things and maybe switched a lot over the last, well, it's a year now actually. I started in October and now it's November of this year, so it's been a year. So in that time, I've definitely tried a lot of things. And it's funny that I tried a lot of things, stopped them, and then come back to finish them, and instead of finishing them in one go. So it's the same with the app, and it's sort of the same thing that's happening with the rest of it, because now I'm planning to go back to the blog and to write some kind of small book for an ebook or a product for a guide for it, and to go back to streaming. Why? Well, for now I'm starting to see that the traffic to the blog is increasing. I have almost like 1,000 visitors to the blog, which is amazing considering that I had none, and all of the blogs, all of the sites that I had also had none in the past. So this is really, really cool to me. So this gives me faith that it can really work, and most of it is from Google. So it gives me faith that if I write some kind of small book or small guide on the blog, I can definitely manage to sell it to all these people who are coming in, who are struggling with the things that some of my blog posts are helping them with. So I definitely feel like it can work. So I'm gonna work on that. The streaming, I want to go back to not with the idea of making money, because I think that is basically impossible. Like it would need like dozens and dozens of viewers, which, considering that I have maybe 10 viewers of this one, I'm gonna struggle with that as well. The reason I want to go back to it is purely because I still find that interesting. I still think it's a cool thing to do. And that's basically it. It's a cool thing to do, and because I think it will let me really interact with the audience directly, because that is definitely something I've realized, is that in the past year I've definitely been too much in my own shell. I haven't gone out there, interacted with people, try to figure out what they're struggling with. I went about it in a different way, where I just either build stuff for myself or just assume that people wanted something and try to build that instead. So I'm trying to turn it on its head. I'm trying to instead just really just try to help people and see the kind of things that they're struggling with. So this is the reason why I want to get back to streaming. And I very nearly did today. But unfortunately, YouTube told me that I can't start streaming on a fresh account. So I had to wait until they sign off on it, which might take a while. But I definitely plan to start soon. I have been avoiding it, if I'm honest, because it is something that scares me, because it's never something I can fully control or understand. I can never anticipate, let's say, because I've tried a little bit of it with a few people so far, where I just got on a call with them and tried to help them, try to answer their questions, and the things they ask me are everywhere. Like, it's so unpredictable what they can ask. So this is the part that scares me, the range of things that people can ask, which I would not be able to answer. But I think it's also interesting then, if they ask me a question that I don't know, I can start looking into it, try to answer it. And the journey itself could be interesting, I think. So all of this is what I want to get back to, which is the blog and a small guide or a small book alongside it. And then at the same time, the streams, so that I can just get a feel for the audience, really try to interact with them directly, and then slowly work on the app, because I just find it interesting. So yeah, I don't know if this is a good strategy, because right, ever since I found my side job, the urgency is gone, and I'm shifting towards things that I actually find interesting rather than things that are guaranteed or like, more likely to make money. So I don't know if that's a good thing. But on the other hand, as long as it's interesting, that means it's a better time for me than just it being some miserable grind. So I think it's still important, maybe. Well, who's to say? Uh, yeah, I guess that's it for now. And hope to catch you in the next one.